So before I start with this video, I want to give you some hope, because I've been through the struggles for many years. I know how you feel, and it's shocking, not surprising, to see many people here on YouTube, many content creators on YouTube talking about, or having the video titled, "I have no friends." So many suffer from loneliness, having no friends, having a hard time finding the right friends, or getting betrayed by the wrong ones. And the sad thing about it is that it's a trend, and the amount of people that have these type of issues is crazy, and the views these videos get is insane. Although I would say my 20s and my teenage years was super social, it was different times. I'm an old guy, I'm 37, so that was way before the internet was a big thing. I had a super social life, but throughout my 20s I had the typical dating issues, or dating life was close to non-existent throughout my 20s. But it's an even bigger problem here in the West. And I'm also a short guy, it shouldn't be an excuse, but it's reality. And back then there was no YouTube. There wasn't a culture back then where you just typed in on Google your problem and you could find a solution or anything. You just had to talk to people, and yeah, you had to suffer from the wrong advice for the most part. Also, in my opinion, I think Western dating culture is the most toxic and the most inferior we have around the world. Could be a topic for a different video, but I don't want to waste my time with hopeless problems too much. But let's focus for now on the loneliness. So you see mainstream media and all these wannabe experts talking about those issues, but they don't tell you the truth. They don't get fully honest. They point out just BS. Doesn't make sense. And the real issues, the deeper problems that we have is not politically correct. And let's say we have those typical leftist radical ideologies that run the show for many decades and manipulate and shape culture the way they want. But that's all I'm gonna say for now. But there were also times where life was showing me a different side of what is possible. When I was living in the Philippines as a digital nomad, felt like people were normal. Dating was amazing, and it was easy to connect with the right people, find friends, and have a nice, super crazy, amazing social life. But I also want to talk about one of my favorite days that I had in the Philippines. It was a VIP table birthday party that I was throwing with a bunch of ladies, only after a couple of months living there. So the question is, how can someone do this after years of loneliness and sacrifices, just to go there overseas and rock the whole show? And I was living a completely different life overnight, and it felt like I made a quantum jump and shifted timelines. It was a different reality I lived in. But there's also a deeper message. It's not just about me throwing a VIP birthday party with a bunch of ladies. I was reflecting back the whole night the next day, and even in that moment when I was celebrating my birthday, I understood like an important message. It was, there is no happiness without sacrifice prior. If it wasn't for those lonely years sitting at home alone as a broke student, trying to figure things out and working on my self-improvement, learning about self-improvement. It was hard, especially after that, to relate to people, and then working on something to see if you can escape the rat race and whatever is possible, so you can work location independent and you can be free. I'm sure if I would have not done those things at all, I would have never experienced that life that I had in the Philippines. Saw what is possible out there, outside of the Western matrix. And when I had that party, it felt so unreal. In that moment I knew the sacrifices paid off. The lonely years. I'm also not stuck in the 9-to-5 rat race anymore. 4 years now. My last full-time job I quit it 4 years ago, and since then I'm a freelancer. But life throws obstacles sometimes at you. I had to fly back home to Germany, unfortunately. Things didn't work out business-wise, things got unstable, and lessons learned, and since then I'm working on building something more stable, so I can escape the Western matrix forever and have a better life. And I should be able, hopefully, to do that next year. And I want to throw something out there for you if you struggle with loneliness and having no friends. It could be an unpopular opinion, but who cares? Listen, maybe there's nothing wrong with you. You're just in the wrong place. Obviously work on yourself, self-improve. I will also never stop with self-improvement. It helped me to get to the Philippines and adapt to the culture and understand life better. It helped me to have amazing moments like the party I had and build that social circle and have those people around me. It's kind of hard to explain how life is over there, outside of the Western matrix. You have to see it and you have to feel it. But basically in certain places, in certain cities, they built it for you in a way where expats, nomads and foreigners can live the best life. You have one nice hotel after another, rooftop bars, swimming pools, beach clubs, everything you need. You have co-working spaces, and in the next floor you have an amazing pool. It feels like you live in Fantasyland, clubs and discos everywhere. But I also want to say something about that. In the West, you have just these drunk, aggressive guys, right? Everyone just goes there to get drunk. There's fights everywhere, and you have many women just being entitled and arrogant and just going there for the attention. But in the Philippines or like overseas, in those nomad and expats places, it's a different culture. There's like young and old, they all come together, just want to have a good time, and the whole culture is different. You can talk to people, it's friendly everywhere. So the good thing is, I lived my vision, I saw what's possible. Obviously, I want to scale it up and have an even better life, and you should dream big as well. And trust me, with those lonely years and sacrifices that I took in my 20s and early 30s, I felt like I was missing out on life, and I was living life the wrong way for sure. But I was building an epic life within a couple of months in the Philippines, and that's possible. So if you struggle finding the right friends and then you have struggled in dating, just continue taking the sacrifices, work on yourself, just push through the loneliness. Learn about basic human psychology, limiting beliefs, trauma, healing, and work also on something that gives you a location-independent income so you can be free and travel. But most importantly, you need a vision, something that gives you the power and the motivation to keep fighting no matter what and to never give up. I think by now you know what my vision is, what gives me the power and the motivation to push through. And it's 13 months now that I'm back here in Germany in monk mode, in isolation for the most part. And the first 6-7 months for sure was wasted. Was finding things out and battling through limiting beliefs, and yeah, self-improvement takes some time and it never stops obviously, but I should be able again to travel next year hopefully. And again, I hope you have a vision as well that gives you all the power, gives you the fighting spirit to push through all the obstacles. And trust me, it's never too late. What I saw what's possible, even if you're in your 40s or 50s, it's not too late. And also let me motivate you by saying the reward that you get at the end is beyond amazing, and it will change your life. So if you're someone that struggles with having no friends, dealing with loneliness, and you have no idea what to do next, there's always hope, so you can feel free to reach out to me.